Yeah, women are seeking validation. And they think that that's what they want. They want to be accepted. They want to be appreciated. They want to be valued. But what they're really saying is that they want love. This is where, when men come in, where we make the biggest mistake. And this is what happens. This is the result of all those years of searching and accepting what satisfies the ego and accepting what feels good over what is right, even if it's not on purpose, whatever. This next clip is a result of living from the ego and making a home there. Let's get to it.
If he wanted to, he would. Listen to me. The guy I'm with right now, I met him when I was going through my divorce. I was married for 5 years, and I literally believed I would never be loved again. I'm not worthy of being loved. I literally was a mess. And I met this guy, okay? And he's been trying to take me out on all these dates. And I was just, no, I'm not ready. And I'm like, just text him. I was so sad. But I just had this feeling like, this guy you need in your life. And that's what I said. And so I sent him a text message. And I go, hey, I think I just need you in my life. He responds with the restaurant he's taking me to and the time he's picking me up in the day. And he picks me up and we go on the date like that next weekend. And he lives 2 hours away. So he drove 2 hours, took me on the date, dropped me off, and drove 2 hours back home. From then on, he never missed a weekend. Every single weekend, he would come up and see me. 2 hours, drive 2 hours to me every single weekend and see me. One night, I was feeling really sad about like stuff I was going through. I was just super emotional. I was like, I need to go to Target, as we do, and I need to cry in the parking lot. I don't even need anything. I just can't be around him because I just feel, I don't know, like embarrassed. So I ended up telling him like, hey, I'm going to Target, like, do you need anything? He's like, oh no, I'll come with you, like just being sweet. I'm like, oh no, it's really okay. And he's like, no, I'll come with. I go, okay. I'm like, okay. And so we go to the Target parking lot and I'm like, my heart's beating on the way there. I'm like, I just want to cry. And we get in the parking lot. I go, I literally don't need anything. I just was coming here because I have a lot on my mind and I just don't want to put that on you. Like, you don't deserve that. I start sobbing. This guy starts crying next to me, sobbing, and he holds my face like this. And he's like, you are worth it and you deserve so much. And he's crying while this is happening. And he's like, I just want to be around for the day that you see your worth. And he's like, so you don't need anything in Target? Like, we keep talking. I'm like, no. And he's like, okay, I'll be right back. Goes in Target, gets me Ben & Jerry's, comes back to the car. He's like, let's go home. I go, okay. I'm like, so what's happening, right? And then we go home, and I eat the entire carton of Ben & Jerry's while he, like, rubs my back. And I pass out. And it's just sweet because he writes me letters all the time, and I just got a letter from him that was so sweet. Like, at the end of it, it was like, P.S. I told you that you would see your worth. Just like, what?
That is a perfect example of what not all women, but a lot of women think that they want. I've heard this a lot. And, you know, I've dated. Women think like that. Not all, but a lot of women really think like that. They want a man to satisfy their emotional needs. And they think that that's the answer and that's going to make them feel better. She said this man drove 2 hours and cried with her. That's not what she wants. And she's going to eventually dislike that. She's going to want him to be a man and help her to stop being so emotional, but he's not going to be able to because he's going to be just like her. She just found another female or a man with the feminine spirit. That's not what women want. They think that's what they want, but they just want to feel better. They're just using you so their needs can get met. She's happy because he writes her letters. He makes her feel important. He makes her feel special. He makes her feel all these things that are just feeding her ego. And there's a time that men, and this goes for men too. I want to call out the men as well. And I'm speaking to myself as well. There's a part of men that they need to learn how to be understanding when it's necessary. Be gentle when it's necessary, right? When you understand the situation, you can't help but be gentle. You can't help but deal with it properly. But when you're caught up as a man and when you're caught up in your ego and you're feeling all good and your chest is puffed up, then all you do is correct and swing the sword and do more damage. So it's important that a man is understanding, but our job as men is not to cater to it, not to serve her emotions. That's not what she needs. And at times you could say little things here that make her feel good, fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But what she also doesn't need, she doesn't need you to judge her either. So I say that to say this, is that there's a time to be understanding, but there's also a time to correct. But the best way to go about this situation, the best way that helps everybody involved is if you lead as men by example. So if love is in your heart and you're walking in love, they'll see that love from you. You won't need to correct. You won't need to do all these things. They'll see that, and then that'll pull them out of their emotions, their ego, right? That'll kill the ego because that's love, right? You're not judging them. You're not calling them out. You're not exposing them. But when they need it, you're being honest. But also you understand that they're really dealing with things, even if it's false, even if it's a lie, they're really identifying with this ego that's making them feel this pain. So then you learn how to be gentle when you need to. Because sometimes they need a gentle word. They want to be accepted. They want to be appreciated. They want to be valued. But what they're really saying is that they want love. They need love, but they need to see love first. Work on yourself and be love, and they'll change their ways just because they just admire you. They see the light in you. They see the God in you, and they're like, man, I just want to be around him. I just want to hear what he has to say. Hassan said, interesting guy. No, he's interesting. He sat there, drove 2 hours every weekend to cry with her. That's crazy. And she's going to like it for a little while, but she's going to eventually be like, man, I need the real deal. All women want a strong man. All women want a strong man. Doesn't mean he can't be honest, vulnerable. Doesn't mean he can't be that. But they want a strong man, a confident man. That's what they want, and they yearn for that. So we got to do that first by leading by example. And in the right moments, we'll know how to properly deliver the message. But don't follow this guy's example. Make sure you share this video, subscribe, like, so the algorithms can do this thing, y'all, because we got to get this message out. Follow me on all platforms across the board, Joel Friday TV and The Gifted to Dance. You guys are amazing. Until next time, bye.